Hello there. My name is David Horton, and I'm proud to be one of the pastors at St. Luke's Methodist here in Houston, and I serve Gethsemane, our wonderful campus in Southwest Houston. Friends, thanks for joining me for this little video devotional today. It's been almost exactly a week since I filmed one of these. And gosh, a lot has changed since then. We've all lived history within history since then. Of course, on one level of history, we've been living through quarantine, right? As we've been battling a pandemic of biblical proportions. And on another level, we've been wrestling with this image of George Floyd, a beloved child of God, being killed beneath somebody's knee. And we've been watching as an entire nation is coming to grips yet again with the sin of racism. And so, friends, I don't have much to add today except to do what preachers typically do, and that's borrow from better preachers. On April 3rd, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his last sermon in Memphis, Tennessee. Of course, it was the night before he was assassinated. He was in Memphis, Tennessee because he was supporting a protest there, a protest on behalf of the sanitation workers so that they can have better working standards and better pay. And he preached this marvelous sermon. It actually ended with Dr. King saying he knew he wouldn't make it to the promised land, but he had been to the mountaintop, just like Moses, and he had seen the promised land, and that was enough for him. But in the middle of that sermon, he references the Good Samaritan. You know the story. This man is beaten and left for dead on the side of the road by a bunch of robbers. And the religious people who are supposed to help in times like these, a priest and a Levite, an associate priest, if you will, they pass by the man on the other side of the road, do nothing at all to stop and help him. But it's a Samaritan, someone from a different race from the Jews, who stops and helps and saves the man. We forget just how deep the divisions went between the Jews and Samaritans. It was bitter, to say the least. And here the Samaritan comes and stops and helps. Dr. King had this to say. You know, it's possible that the priest and the Levite looked over that man on the ground and wondered if the robbers were still around. Or it's possible that they felt that the man on the ground was merely faking, and he was acting like he had been robbed and hurt in order to seize them over there, lure them there for quick and easy seizure. And so the first question that the priest asked, the first question that the Levite asked was, if I stop to help this man, what will happen to me? But then the Good Samaritan came by, and he reversed the question. If I do not stop to help this man, what will happen to him? That's the question before you tonight. Not if I stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to my job? Not if I stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to all of the hours that I usually spend in my office every day and every week as a pastor. The question is not if I stop to help this man in need, what will happen to me? The question is, if I do not stop to help the sanitation workers, what will happen to them? That's the question. If I do not stop to help my neighbor, what will happen to them? That's my invitation for you on this strange Monday, a Monday like none other in our nation's history. If I do not stop to help, what will happen to them? In this very same sermon, Dr. King calls this a dangerous unselfishness. Maybe that's what we need now more than ever. It's a dangerous unselfishness. The kind of unselfishness that doesn't pass by on the other side of the road. The kind of unselfishness that doesn't ask, what will happen to me? No. But one that asks, well, what's going to happen to them? And so in this moment, and here I guess I'm talking to myself, may we not make this moment about ourselves, about what I would do differently, about how I would change. Instead, let's make it about others. if I don't stop, what will happen to them?